All right, top of 315, here we go. The skeletons aimed their weapons. From high above there was a fluttering of leathery wings, and the three Furies swooped down to perch on the back of their master's throne. The one with Mrs. Dodd's face grinned at me eagerly and flicked her whip. "There is no mistake," Hades said. "I know why you've come. I know the real reason you brought the bolt. You came to bargain for her." Hades loosed a ball of gold fire from his palm. It exploded on the steps in front of me, and there was my mother, frozen in a shower of gold, just as she was at the moment when the Minotaur began to squeeze her to death. I couldn't speak. I reached out to touch her, but the light was hot as a bonfire. "Yes," Hades said with satisfaction. "I took her. I knew, Percy Jackson, that you would come to bargain with me eventually. Return my helm, and perhaps I'll let her go. She's not dead, you know. Not yet. But if you displease me, that will change." I thought about the pearls in my pocket. Maybe they could get me out of this, if I could just get my mom free. "Ah, the pearls," Hades said, and my blood froze. "Yes, my brother and his little tricks. Bring them forth, Percy Jackson." My hand moved against my will and brought out the pearls. "Only 3, Hades said. "What a shame. You do realize each only protects a single person. Try to take your mother then, little godling, and which of your friends will you leave behind to spend eternity with me? Go on. Choose." I looked at Annabeth and Grover. Their faces were grim. "We were tricked," I told them. "Set up." "Yes, but why?" Annabeth asked. "And the voice in the pit?" "I don't know yet," I said, "but I intend to ask." "Decide, boy," Hades yelled. "Percy," Grover put his hand on my shoulder, "you can't give him the bolt." "I know that." "Leave me here," he said. "Use the 3rd pearl on your mom." "No! I'm a satyr," Grover said. "We don't have souls like humans do. He can torture me until I die, but he won't get me forever. I'll just be reincarnated as a flower or something. It's the best way." "No." Annabeth drew her bronze knife. "You two go on. Grover, you have to protect Percy. You have to get your searcher's license and start your quest for Pan. Get his mom out of here. I'll cover you. I plan to go down fighting." "No way," Grover said. "I'm staying behind." "Think again, goat boy," Annabeth said. "Stop it, both of you." I felt like my heart was being ripped in two. They'd both been with me through so much. I remembered Grover dive-bombing Medusa in the statue garden and Annabeth saving us from Cerberus. We'd survived Hephaestus's Waterland ride, the St. Louis Arch, the Lotus Casino. I'd spent thousands of miles worried that I'd be betrayed by a friend, but these friends would never do that. They'd done nothing but save me over and over, and now they wanted to sacrifice their lives for my mom. "I know what to do," I said. "Take these." I handed them each a pearl. Annabeth said, "But Percy..." I turned and faced my mother. I desperately wanted to sacrifice myself and use the last pearl on her, but I knew what she would say. She would never allow it. I had to get the bolt back to Olympus and tell Zeus the truth. I had to stop the war. She'd never forgive me if I saved her instead. I thought about the prophecy made at Half-Blood Hill, which seemed like 1,000,000 years ago. You will fail to save what matters most in the end. "I'm sorry," I told her. "I'll be back. I'll find a way." The smug look on Hades' face faded. He said, "Godling?" "I'll find your helm, Uncle," I told him. "I'll return it. Remember about Charon's pay raise. Do not defy me. And it wouldn't hurt to play with Cerberus once in a while. He likes red rubber balls." "Percy Jackson, you will not," I shouted. "Now, guys!" We smashed the pearls at our feet. For a scary moment, nothing happened. Hades yelled, "Destroy them!" The army of skeletons rushed forward, swords out, guns clicking to full automatic. The Furies lunged, their whips bursting into flame. Just as the skeletons opened fire, the pearl fragments at my feet exploded with a burst of green light and a gust of fresh sea wind. I was encased in a milky white sphere, which was starting to float off the ground. Annabeth and Grover were right behind me. Spears and bullets sparked harmlessly off the pearl bubbles as we floated up. Hades yelled with such rage the entire fortress shook, and I knew it was not going to be a peaceful night in LA. "Look up!" Grover yelled. "We're going to crash!" Sure enough, we were racing right toward the stalactites, which I figured would pop our bubbles and skewer us. "How do you control these things?" Annabeth shouted. "I don't think you do," I shouted back. We screamed as the bubbles slammed into the ceiling and darkness. Were we dead? No, I could still feel the racing sensation. We were going up, right through solid rock as easily as an air bubble in water. That was the power of the pearls, I realized. What belongs to the sea will always return to the sea. For a few minutes, I couldn't see anything outside the smooth walls of my sphere. Then my pearl broke through on the ocean floor. The two other milky spheres, Annabeth and Grover, kept pace with me as we soared up through the water. And kerblam!